Number 319 in the Masters of Cinema series is Heart of Stone from Eureka Films. This 1950s DEFA fairy tale come horror film is absolutely wonderful. It has this stunning visual streak. It has this moral tale with a little bit of a bite. It's got memorable fantasy figures, and it's got an arc that is absolutely wonderful. Altogether, this is a pretty terrific film. Set in the shadowy Black Forest, the film follows Peter Monk, a coal miner who is desperate to escape his life. It's a life that has been passed down to him for generations. His father was a coal miner, his father's father was a coal miner, and it's destined for him to become that. But he wants something more. There's a woman in town that he really wants, but he doesn't feel worthy because he doesn't have the money or the stature. She doesn't really care. But that doesn't come into his thinking, but he wants to better himself and decides ultimately to turn to a supernatural spirit of the forest to help him achieve his dreams.
Was für ein alberner Wunsch. Tanzen können, Geld zum Spiel zu haben.
And that's where the film kind of takes a fun twist, as we see Peter starting to get everything that he wished for, everything that he wanted, until he gets to a point where he kind of over pushes his luck and finds himself in a sticky situation. Going back to the dark forest, he finds another malevolent spirit, this one not so nice, who trades Peter's heart for a stone heart, and we get to see the character ultimately damn himself through his actions, through his want, through his greed.
Ein Herz von Stein.
Aber das muss doch kalt sein in der Brust. Heilig, aber angenehm.
It's wonderfully staged. It is a story that will feel familiar, but in a wonderfully interesting way. It has these lavish sets. It's got this wonderful lighting. It has these kind of handcrafted special effects to create a fairy tale world that feels eerie. It feels lived in. It feels just a little bit off kilter and not quite right. It's a wonderful world that's fully realised, but just a little bit off-putting and a little bit unsettling at the same time. When this came out, I can imagine it being cutting-edge fantasy filmmaking. Now it's quirky. You can see it's dated a little bit, but it's not lost any of its magic. The lo-fi effects work. They are ingenious. They come across exceptionally well, and even though you can kind of see the seams in them nowadays, they're fun to look at, they're engaging, they're practical, they're interesting.
Du bist so schrecklich groß.
Wart, kleiner Peter. Dagegen weiß ich ein Mittel.
I love the whole idea of Peter's arc, his greed versus his humanity. He's literally exchanging his heart at one point for money. Kind of showing how capitalism and ambition can erode the compassion and warmth that is in his soul. It's this corruption of our main character that is ultimately heartbreaking for the viewer. Watching Peter slowly start to eke towards a specific goal, lose his humanity and start to shun other people and become the twisted version of himself is truly horrifying. It's a character that I really enjoyed. It's a simple want that becomes something monstrous and something far different that just struck me as unfortunate for this character. I didn't want him to go through this shame that he has, because it is driven by a moment of shame at the start. He feels like his profession is shameful. He is a miner. It's a lowly trade. He's looked down upon by everybody. He's picked upon, he's laughed at and mocked. You can understand what is the impetus to get better for this character, but the cost is a little bit too much.
Ich war schlecht. Meine Schulden habe ich ins Elend gebracht. Auf die Armen der Hunde gehetzt. Meine Mutter nicht geachtet.
As we see Peter, without a heart, become a horrible version of himself. It's a cautionary tale, chasing money, being greedy, chasing the physical wants rather than what enriches the soul, rather than just what enriches the bank account. It is a cautionary tale that we can all get behind. It's not a unique tale by any means. It's something we've seen in many other films many times before. People want, which is fine, but when they achieve it and when they want more and the greed takes hold, they lose everything that made life special, ultimately carving out a hollow existence. And I think that's a really easy kind of thematic to get behind, and something that comes across terrifically well. Something that works really well in the movie is the folk horror roots that it has. It feels through, particularly the atmosphere, the eerie psychological nature of it, the spirits of the forest. It has this folk horror nature of it. As we see the characters working, cutting down trees, living their lives, getting their businesses, it really does have this kind of eked in ritualistic nature within it. People know that these sprites exist within the forest, but they're always with a little bit of a caveat at the same time.
Stimmt das, Mutter? Dass das Glasmännlein nur den Sonntagskindern erscheint?
Lass doch das Glasmännlein, Peter.
It's a beautifully executed fantasy fable with some dark elements, and it's got a really good emotional core at the heart of it as well. It's strong performances. I thought a lot of the actors were terrific, particularly the lead character, who was excellent. And it is a fairy tale film, but it's a fairy tale film for adults. But kids could enjoy it as well. But the dark thematics really come through within the film. I loved this one from a visual style point to a story that was easy to attune to. It was just an absolute joy. Let's dive into the disc, have a look at the extras. Here we are in the disc for Heart of Stone. We have the film with the original German mono, an audio commentary by Sean Allen. Once Upon a Time in the East is all about the cinema, social realisms and Soviet post-war reality. It's just under 24 minutes and examines the Eastern Bloc's children's media, offering historical and cultural insights. Next we have Tales from the Black Forest, which is 22 minutes 43 seconds. And this is a great extra talking all about the folklore, connections into Gothic horror traditions that came from this film and previous to it and what came after. It's a great extra. The Bremen Town Musicians is 19 minutes 29 seconds, and The Magic Ring is just over 20 minutes, and these are silhouette animated tales. They look really different, and because it's set within the folklore kind of subgenre, the way it's shot and the way it looks adds this atmosphere to it that makes it kind of off-kilter and a little bit weird, a little bit different, a little bit interesting. It's just a great pair of animations. Thumbelina's Adventures, which is 16 minutes 34 seconds, is a more traditional animated fare. It's still fun and engaging, just not as abstract imagery as what was in the silhouette animations. Then there is the original theatrical trailer. Also included in this set is a 20-page booklet that has the essay on wealth and humanity in DEFA's Heart of Stone by Kina Shen. And this is all about the influence of money and how that corrupts people, or that was the message from the film. Anyway, and that's the extras for Heart of Stone. So there we have it. Heart of Stone is out now. It's a winner. I really enjoyed this one a lot. It was poetic, it was chilling, it was masterfully told. The special effects were excellent, the whole setting was wonderful, and the tale was really easy to get involved in. An absolute winner. I can't recommend this one highly enough. I'd love to know your thoughts on Heart of Stone if you've seen it, so let me know in the comment box below whether you love it, hate it, fall somewhere in the middle. I want to hear everybody's opinion about this one. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com, always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.